Yeah, it's slow. It's 101. All right, we will call the meeting to order and start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. We are going to start off before we get into the business portion of the meeting. We want to start off with a presentation of a certificate of service to Kathy Jeremiah, who recently left the county for other opportunities after being here for how many years? 11 years. And we'd like to, in recognition of that, and she's made significant contributions to the county in multiple roles, but most recently in our economic and planning, or economic development planning department. So we wanted to present her with this certificate of service. I'll just read this for the benefit of the audience. The Northumberland County Commissioners would like to honor Kathy Jeremiah on the occasion of her retirement from the Planning Department. Kathy began her work at Northumberland County in the Custody and PFA Office on February 4th, 2008. She then came to the Administration Center as the Director of Tourism. When the Department of Tourism was eliminated, Kathy began working in the Planning Department for the following 10 years, with 8 of those years working as the Grants Manager. Kathy has secured funding for various projects countywide and is also the coordinator for the county's community development block grant funds. Kathy has performed her daily job with professionalism and integrity. She has demonstrated a strong commitment to Northumberland County. The Commissioners of Northumberland County hereby commend and honor Kathy Jeremiah for her years of dedicated service to the community and extend their very best personal wishes on her accomplishments. And it's signed by all of the Commissioners. So congratulations, Kathy. And
Kathy will be serving still, writing grants and doing things in the Shamokin, Gold Township, Mount Carmel area, and she'll be very involved. So it's not like, I don't think she's just going to sit out, right, Kath?
Working for, it's the Franciscan Center, or is that the? Okay. Okay. Well, I'm sure that we'll be seeing a lot of her in the future as well. So if you'd like to come up, Kathy, we can present this and give you, do I do a photograph? Right?
Pick it up, Sam.
Yeah. Next, before we get into the rest of the business agenda, we have a presentation regarding the Variety Children's Charity. I think we were originally going to do this under new business, but maybe we can just handle that now while everybody is here and they get to hear a little bit about this worthwhile charity. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself to.
My name is Mickey Scrow. I'm in charge of planning with Variety, the Children's Charity. We're all over Pennsylvania. We're based out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And what we do, we provide special needs equipment to children that need it. Right now, the program is just in its infant stages in your area. And I'm heading to Wilkes-Barre as soon as I'm done here because we're trying to push the program up there. And what the program consists of is children with special needs always seem to be left behind, if you will. They consistently, thrive when they're given the opportunity. And what we do in Variety, we give these children the opportunity. The program we're bringing to your area is what we want to bring to your area is the My Bike program to start with. We have 3 signature pieces of equipment that we get for children all over central and western PA. The My Bike is a special needs bike that's retrofitted to a child. Right now, a lot of children can't ride a bike, and let's face it, most of us in this room know and can remember our first bike. I can still remember mine. It was red, had the little baseball cards in the spokes. I'm dating myself, but I can still remember my bike. A lot of these children are always the children that sit on the porch and watch kids go up and down the street, never get that opportunity. What we did, we have a fabricated bike. It's a Riften bike, made in Buffalo, totally American made, the bike itself. And it's retrofitted by Blackburn Medical, which has an office down in Uniontown, which when we get the children for whatever they need, whether it's a truncation, a neck brace, or anything they need so they're able to ride the bike, they include it in the equipment. So like I said, 100% American made, retrofitted in Pennsylvania. Now what we do, we have a program in which we get these bikes for these children. We fit them. We not only fit them, we make sure it's safe for the child, and then we, as Variety, are able to get them a bike so they can ride. Like I said, it's our signature program, but that's only one program that if the My Bike program catches like it did in Dauphin County and the other counties leading this way, then we bring you the other 2 signature programs here. The one signature program is the My Stroller. And what it is, and this is the kind of equipment that we get for the children. I had the stroller with me. It's a stroller almost designed the same as we can refer to as an umbrella stroller. Many of you have seen those. What this piece of equipment does is allow a child who's normally in a wheelchair a little more freedom for the parents. They can go on your rails to trails, which many of our families do. They can go to a ball game. We've had this where they take them to the movie theaters. And what's nice about them, when you have a wheelchair, and a lot of like our children are in motorized wheelchairs, it's so light that the parent can fold it up, put it in the car, and take it wherever she wants to go. It gives them the mobility and the freedom that they didn't have before. And then the third piece of equipment that would be coming to your area is the most, I guess, the hottest item that's out there, and it's because of all your school districts. It's the My Voice program. And many of you have seen it. Many of the school districts in your area have these. They're iPads. But what these do, they speak for the child. They're strictly a communication device. In schools right now, these children that can't speak, can't verbalize, they're using these in school, but they're so expensive. They're $1,500 a piece. Many of the school districts couldn't afford. They might have 6, 7, 8 children that need these communication devices. So you have $6,000, maybe $9,000 worth of equipment and a communication device. The school cannot afford to give each child that communication device. And many of them that the school buy will have the communication device. The children use them in school, and then they sit there because they can't take them home. Well, in Variety and all through Pennsylvania, we've had a feeling that why should a child only have a voice in school? Shouldn't they be able to go home and use that same voice? Take that communication device where they go. We just recently gave a communication device out at St. Francis University. There was a bunch of people there, and we gave away, I think, 7 bikes. We gave away 3 strollers and about 4 communication devices. Just an idea of how the communication device works. We all went to eat afterwards, and we all went to Applebee's. There was a bunch of us that were there, watching the giveaways. And the mother came over to me and she goes, "Come here, I want you to see what Daniel's doing." So we went over to the booth, and for the first time ever, he was able to order what he wanted by himself. First, and I learned 2 things that day. I learned how neat these pieces of equipment are, and I learned Applebee's has pizza for kids. Never knew that. He ordered pizza and an orange drink right there, and that was really something. Now, we take it for granted. most of us in this room, that we have a voice and we can order. But that moment was huge for that mother. The program is a program that sells itself. Your IU units right now, within your county structure right here, are trying to raise money right now. We moved the programs to the area. We said if you buy 5 bikes, variety of Pittsburgh, and I'm a board member also in charge with planning, we will then buy 15 for your area. These bikes are anywhere from $1,500 to $1,800 depending on the size of the bike. They're small, medium, and large. Our age group goes up to 21 years old. So it's anywhere from 3 to 21 that we provide this equipment to those families. And the other thing that's really neat, we're working with a lot of counties right now. I'm going to give you, just as an example, Westmoreland County's My Bike, My Stroller, and My Voice, in which we co-brand with every county, with all the commissioners. And when we give away equipment, now that's Allegheny. As you can see, I have a bunch of different counties. Here's Washington also. But what we do, we co-brand with the counties and with the commissioners, with the school districts, and with the IU units. And that gives ownership to the area. So when we give a piece of equipment away, we don't have it as just, here's your piece of equipment, you know, have fun, we'll see you later. That's not the way we do things. We make it special for the children. Whenever we do this, we'll be coming up, and if the IU unit has it, commissioners, everybody would be involved in this. It's kind of like a parade and a celebration all together. These kids that we deal with, they don't get to go to the prom, most of them. Many of these kids are never going to walk across a football field on their senior night. This is a big moment for them, and we make it a big moment. We bring them into the family. We've had areas like Newcastle School District, I'll use an example. We gave away 4 bikes and all the peers come out and cheered for the kids when they got their bikes in the parade. And what was really neat about it, kids nowadays get a bad rap, but the quarterback who went on, he's actually at Ohio State as a safety right now. The kid was the quarterback for their team that time, and he actually came out and walked with one of the kids because that kid, his hero, was the quarterback at Newcastle High School. So, once again, little things that we take for granted, we try to emphasize, you know, for these families and for these kids. There's a parade, Westmoreland County. The commissioners hosted a giveaway. We have a parade through the county, and everybody in the county courthouse, you know, got to see these kids get the equipment. And it really changes a lot of people's lives when you see what happens with these kids. For the first time ever, they get to ride a bike. And like I said, take it for granted. We do, but these kids are incredible. And for the first time, they can ride. We have a young lady who could not walk, couldn't take an unaided step. She got their bike. And the bike has a stationary stand also where the child can ride indoors. So a lot of our kids think they're pulling one over mom and dad, they're watching TV, but we know it as they're getting their exercise and they're getting their therapy, watching TV and pedaling the bike. Those bikes, if you had one right here, you could see how they're made. They're not like a regular bike. These things are therapeutic machines. Like I said, $1,500 to $1,800. It's not a bike as we know it. The children think they're getting a bike. The adults know they're getting a therapeutic device that's going to help them. But anyways, back to that story. The young lady, through working her bike and riding it all the time with the parents, you know, out there taking her, riding it indoors, she just recently took her first 3 unaided steps. And, you know, we don't provide miracles. We provide the equipment that allows these children to have those miracles. And that's what we're about. And all we're doing around is getting the exposure in the area where we're not there in order to emphasize, you know, that, and let's face it, we're from Pittsburgh. Now, whether you like the Steelers, the Pirates, or the Penguins, we can't, you know, I mean, we're a little prejudiced back home, but I mean, that's the way it is. But anyways, we're from Pittsburgh, so not everybody across the state of Pennsylvania knows us. We're all through West Virginia, you know, and we're only halfway across the state right now. And we do have a black and gold bike if anybody does like Pittsburgh. So we actually have different colors, but we have a black and gold bike, which has become very popular in the western part of the state. Now, as we got to Harrisburg, everybody wants the orange and the green, which just drives me nuts, and being from Pittsburgh. But they do want those colors, and we are working on those colors right now. The green doesn't bother me, but flyer orange really bothers me. So, but anyways, the children get to pick their color bike, they get retrofitted. All we're asking, once again, is help from anybody within the county. The IU unit is working on it right now. And I can tell you that the one nice thing about Variety in this program that's changed me, we all butt our heads together when it comes to politics. And it has become kind of divisive. Well, I will tell you this. At one giveaway, we had Tom Wolf, Governor Corbett, the ex-Governor Corbett, and Rendell all rode bikes with the kids. Now, I'm not saying that's going to solve all the problems we have all across the state, but if we can get everybody together and drop, you know, our sides, our political bias, I guess, if you will, if we can put that together for children, it goes a long way. And like I said, I was a director, I am a director with AFSCME, and Tom Corbett and me sit side by side at the board meetings. I mean, he always still gives it to me, I mean, but that's okay. I mean, but when we go in there, we're all for these kids, trying to make, you know, life a little easier and a little better for these children. I'd be willing to take any questions that the commissioners have. I know we're on some limited time here, so.
Does anybody else have any questions? Or, I mean, it seems like a really good program. I guess, what do you need from us, I guess, in order to bring this to the area, or would you be seeking?
What we need is we have a lot of trouble. Now, we're working through the intermediate units to identify the kids. But what we found out in a lot of other counties, the county commissioners, either through their children and youth and through some of the other agencies they have, actually helped us identify some of the children. The problem we have when we ask for identifying children, and this, it seems crazy, but I ran into this down in Somerset County, where one of the mothers, when I was telling her about the program, because it's totally free to the children, we raise the money, we get the equipment, and true story, I was going through the program, and we were telling her, you know, we're going to get you measured and all that, and she stopped me, and she, excuse the language, she said, this is a bunch of bullshit, what's the catch? And I'm totally honest about this. I said, I don't know what you mean. She goes, what is the catch? And then I realized then that a lot of these special needs families and people that have special needs children always seem to run up against a wall, whether it's through insurance companies or what they can get, what they can't get for their children. And the realization that she was waiting for me to say, but here's what it is, that's what we need from county commissioners or anybody that can help us in trying to identify these children. And I'll bet you a dime to a donut that we have children that we have families that actually work here somewhere that has either a grandchild or a child that could be autistic, could have Down syndrome, that can't ride a bike, that needs a communication device. A lot of times these families are very proud, they're very quiet about it, and they just don't bring it to the forefront. We're here to help, is all we're here to do. Like I said, we've had some great donors, and up in the Wilkes-Barre area, I just went up there just last week for the first time, and they've raised over $10,000 already. So they're very serious. We have all the sports teams in Pennsylvania that are huge in this, the Penguins, the Pirates, and the Steelers naturally at home. The Baby Penguins just up the road want to get involved in it, and the Yankees are scheduling a meeting with us with their AAA affiliate. They want to get involved in the program. Harrisburg Senators have hosted and have raised money. The Erie Seawolves and the Altoona Curve all are on board with us with this program because they see how it helps children. Now, I don't know if you have any what we call the Miracle League fields. The Miracle League fields allow special needs children to play baseball. They're a special field. It's totally, it's almost like a turf, but it isn't a turf. It's kind of where the wheelchairs can run. They're a small little version. And this started back when the Pirates started their Miracle League, and they've been pushing it this way also. I think we're as far as Altoona right now with what we call the Miracle League fields, and they're coming here and allows all these children to do something else that nobody thought they could do, and that's play baseball. You know, using their wheelchairs, using the, you know, the bikes and that, they can hit a ball, they can go around the bases. It's on its way over here too. We do have income requirements, which you'll see on here, but I mean they're $121,000. They're hefty. We just didn't see it as, you know, that children that are in poverty should be the only ones that get this. As you can see, it's more of a, even the middle class of $121,000 qualify for this equipment. And one other tidbit on the communication device, which isn't here yet. We're pushing the bikes first. The communication devices, they're actually looking at it in the Commonwealth right now, because I think everybody's starting to realize that these you know, communication devices are a voice for a child. So they're actually looking at it to try to get some funding for these school districts to purchase more of this equipment. Let's face it. Once again, why should a child have a voice in school and go home and can't communicate with his mother? I mean, that's totally unacceptable as far as we're concerned back home, and that's why we're trying to get this equipment once again all through the state. So what we need is identification, any type of fundraising. Naturally we always go for the fundraising, but right now what we need is identification of the kids so we can get this equipment in their hands. Our best advertisement is getting the equipment to the kids, and then other families start to see what they can get, and then it spreads. We have given away, just in the last 3 years, well over $1.2 million worth of equipment. So it's probably the best charity you've never heard of, is what we like to say.
Well, it does, yeah, it seems like a great program, and I would think we can, I mean, we'll talk with the folks in our human services departments, but also, you know, with the, you know, coordinate maybe even with the school districts and so forth, because, you know, they might be able to get information out to those families. I don't know, I'm not sure, they may not be able to identify them to you because of privacy considerations, but they could certainly get your information out to the family so that the families can identify themselves to you.
Right. There's an application process. It's very easy. And like I said, the first few times. So, I mean,
Else have any questions or?
and Bonnie, right here, if she's kind of going to be kind of our go-between over here, you could get a hold of her, and she'll be able.
Appreciate it. And Vaughn, yeah?
Coming out of Northumberland County,
That's where we also could use. The commission units, therapists, then they'll trust somebody. Providing the tools, and once it gets running, usually everybody within those areas take control of their own programs. And then
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
At this time, we ask for any citizens' input for agenda items only. Hearing none. A motion is needed to approve and dispense with the reading of the Commissioners' public meeting minutes of Tuesday, February 5th, 2019.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to pay all county and liquid fuels payrolls as submitted by the Human Resource Office for payroll number 3 in the amount of $812,939.10 and payroll number 4 in the amount of $768,042.52.
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to pay all county and liquid fuel bills as submitted by the county controller in the amount of $3,706,815.98 from February 2nd, 2019 to March 1st, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Announcements. A work session will be held on Tuesday, March 19th, 2019, beginning at 10 a.m. at the Commissioners' Conference Room. The next regular public meeting will be held on Tuesday, April 2nd, 2019, at 1 p.m. in the Administration Center, 399 Stadium Drive, Sunbury, Pennsylvania. A motion is needed to approve the employee status sheet list of new hires, individuals no longer employed, promotions, demotions, and transfers as items number 1 through 58.
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed for the Commissioners to sign the state tax equalization voucher for the transfers of real estate for the month of January 2019 as submitted by the Assessment Office.
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Correspondence, CEDACOG Joint Rail Authority financial statements for the year ended December 31st, 2017. CEDA Council of Governments financial statements for the year ended June 30th, 2018. A motion to ratify the chairman's signature on a letter of commitment between the East Central Task Force, ECTF, and the Northumberland County Emergency Management Agency for the purpose of participating as members of the Keystone Incident Management Team, K-IMT, as submitted by Public Safety Director Stephen Jeffrey.
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion needed to approve the following reports as listed on your public meeting agenda.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to appoint Kevin Gilroy to the Land Bank Authority with a term which runs concurrent with the Housing Authority of Northumberland County, ending December 31st, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion is needed to ratify the chairman's signature for the Central Services Cost Allocation Plan for Northumberland County for fiscal year ended December 31st, 2017, as submitted by the Controller's Office.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion is needed to ratify the early dismissal of all non-mandated employees at 1 p.m. on Wednesday, February 20th, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion is needed to reappoint Mary Jo Cristiano and appoint Judy Davis to the Children and Youth Advisory Board for a 3-year term ending December 31st, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion is needed to ratify the collective bargaining agreement between the Northumberland County and American Federation of State, Council, and Municipal Employees, AFSCME, AFL-CIO Local 2016, Council 86, for the period of January 1st, 2019 to December 31st, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion needed to modify the Community Development Block Grant budget for contract number C000069218 for federal fiscal year 2017 by taking $87,791 from the Kirk Cuts 2017 Filbert Street and placing the same amount into Brown Street Rec Improvements 2018 on behalf of the Borough of Milton.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries.
Motion need to authorize Benjamin L. Pratt, Esquire, to execute a consent judgment in regard to R. Alexander Acosta, Secretary of Labor, United States Department of Labor versus the County of Northumberland, as per the terms of the penalty and liquidated damages in the amount of $320,000.
Mike, are we okay with this?
We should make that subject to my review. We're still
Yes.
in final negotiations on the terms of the consent agreement.
That's added,
Motion as,
what Frank has added to it, right? Okay, then I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
on the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion need to authorize the chairman to execute an assignment whereby Vignana LLC assigns all of its rights, title, and interest under the agreement of sale dated December 7, 2018, to MNK03 Holdings LLC, as well as an extension of the date of closing, subject to the payment by assignee to county of an additional deposit of $10,000.
Motion.
So moved.
I'll second. On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? One abstention. Motion carries.
Motion need to approve the following honorary letter certificate of service and proclamation. Anniversary, Mr. and Mrs. Robert Anascavage, Cole Township, 50th anniversary. Certificate of services, retirement of Kathy Jeremiah, Grants Manager and Planning Department, reassignment of parish for Father Adam Zilokowski, Mother Cabrini Church, proclamation, Pennsylvania 811 Safe Digging Month, month of April.
Motion.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion need authorizing travel requests and attendance at the following workshop seminars as in accordance with the county's personnel manual travel reimbursement policy.
Motion.
So moved.
Second.
The question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to the solicitor's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Motion to adopt Resolution R-18-19, Cooperation Agreement between the County of Northumberland and the Housing Authority of Northumberland County for the purpose of the authority applying for $750,000 in funding through the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Redevelopment Assistance Capital Program, RACP, for the Northumberland County Fight the Blight Initiative. This is a ratification.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R-1919, Renewal of Service Agreement between the Northumberland County Commissioners and Mid-American Energy Services, LLC, for electric services at county facilities. This is a ratification.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R-20-19, Bid Award Contract Agreement between the Northumberland County Board of Commissioners and Gray Builders, Inc. for renovations of the Milton District Justice Deals Office in Milton.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R-21-19, Right-of-Way and Easement Agreement between the Board of Commissioners of Northumberland County and the City of Philadelphia trustee under the will of Stephen Gerard, commonly known as Gerard Estate, and Gilbert and Coal Company for tracts of real estate known as Northumberland County tax parcels 00A-00-077-013, 00A-00-077-011B, and 00A-00-077-011.
Your motion.
We're
Could you
okay
repeat
with
it?
this.
No.
With this? Okay, I'll make the motion.
Okay, is there a second?
Yeah, I'll second it, but
Okay,
I'm not
on
familiar
the
with
question.
this.
Okay, basically, this is, the county owns land that is adjacent to Route 901. And there is a mining road that then goes from the county land where it abuts 901 through Gerard Estates, then through Gilbert and Coal Company, and then back into Northumberland County. Currently, that road, there is no expressed easement, but it's been used over time for the purposes of mining. What this easement does is it states that it can continue to be used only for the purposes of mining and logging, and it authorizes the placement of a gate at 901 to prevent trespassers from entering. Each party will get a key to the gate. Each party grants a reciprocal easement to go across their respective parcel. to the other for the purposes that I previously stated. And everyone agrees that they will not prevent the other parties from going across and that they will join in fixing the road just for the purposes of, so it's accessible for that need.
All the parties have agreed to this, right, Frank? Yeah, okay.
What's the reason this is coming up now? I don't know the background on this.
Gilberton asked for it initially, the easement, and the idea was that what in essence the county is getting out of this deal is that it will allow us to place a gate and make it clear as to what purposes it's being used for. We also didn't want trespassing to be going on, that it was a means of ingress and egress onto county lands, including lands that are leased to the AOAA. So that.
Is it okay with that?
Yeah, we're working.
All right.
Is there anything further on the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R22-19, license agreement between the County of Northumberland and Moser Complex for Kevin Blazer to cut dead and fallen trees at the Moser Complex Field in Turbeville, Pennsylvania.
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R23-19, exercising the option contained in paragraph 3 of the amendment of lease agreement dated July 11, 2017, between the Commissioners of Northumberland County and James P. Bridie Estate of Louis V. Santoriello, extending the lease term through June 30th, 2020, for a certain transmitter tower and related equipment and apparatus on a certain tract of land known as Boyer's Knob, located in the located in Parton, Cole Township, and Parton, East Cameron Township, designated as Northumberland County Tax Parcel 001-00077-081.
Motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second, but I have questions.
Yeah, I have a question too, Frank.
On the question?
First, is this the tower that we will be replacing when we build a new tower?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
So we need it until that time, we don't,
Correct.
Okay.
Basically, there was an option to extend this, the existing agreement lease for 1 year. We don't really have an option. We have to.
Outrageous, so.
It is, and we had hoped.
I mean, the amount of money, not
Correct.
that
The
we're
lease-
extending the lease.
The lease amount is quite high. But
That's why we're building the other tower, as you folks know, and you'll get some benefit from it
frankly,
as
we had
well, I think,
hoped,
the AOA, yeah.
we had hoped to be able to have our new tower built before we needed to exercise this. However, there were certain things, getting the, I believe it was the Department of Agriculture is the grant through which the money for the tower is coming. To approve this, there were, the environmental studies took longer than expected, and it's my understanding that the government shutdown also slowed this thing down. But short of taking the land by eminent domain, or something like that, no.
I mean, we talked about that, right? I mean, it's for public safety. I mean, what happens, let me ask you it this way, because I do not know. Is that tower, the additions and the things we're hanging on it and the construction that's being done to it,
Not building, to be clear, this tower is
Upgrading it.
going to be abandoned at the end of this lease term. We are building a new tower not on this site,
Right.
on a nearby adjacent site.
what's the status with the other one?
this was
I
the
forget-
tower that we got the grant from
This,
the federal government with the
My
city
understanding
cog.
is that a request for proposals has already gone out for the engineering of it, and I spoke to, and I forget her name, forgive me, it's from CEDACOG, who is overseeing this project. What's her name?
Right.
Awkward.
Frankly, the name still doesn't jog my memory. But anyway, we just spoke she was at the last AOAA meeting, and I said, it's imperative that we get this thing done, and it has to get done prior to the end of this lease term.
I don't know what you guys think, but when we talked about this before, I said that they would be interfering with public safety. They have a noose around our neck. I say that we tell them we're going to file for eminent domain, and at the very least, we would settle to pay what we currently are paying, not like quadruple. I I think it's worth a shot. I don't think we should pay it.
Part of the issue, I think, on this tower, I believe, and Russ isn't here, but I think this is the one that also had, there was a question as to whether or not structurally it was sound because of the base of it needing some repair. You guys are more familiar. It's an old, I think, it wasn't like an old fire tower at one point or something, and so there was some real question. We went back and forth with the consultant at the time.
Right.
So that was part of the issue too, is like, do we go through that, and then you still have to pay something on that taking it, and we're getting a tower that frankly we're going to have to, in a couple of years, probably tear down and build a new one anyhow. So,
I have thoughts on it, but I think it would be disadvantageous to discuss them in public as
Get
it's a
it,
land
yeah.
acquisition matter. But I have thoughts as to what, first of all, the damages would be under a taking if we were to go down that route. And I understand no one is pleased about the situation. If you want to delay this.
Table it?
But that's fine, but if we are going to exercise this thing, it has to be exercised prior to April 1st. So then we lose the option to,
Ton of money. I mean, I say we table it.
Just have to call a special meeting to do it, that's all. I mean, I don't see any alternative because we definitely need it until it's built. Now, my question would be, what if we get built before the June 2020?
Right?
Is that lease still there? Say we get finished in the fall, in October.
Don't do it, Sam.
Not going to happen?
I don't think construction can happen.
Well, I
don't see that happening in the location. You'd have to have perfect.
So then we can't finish it until next June of 2020? Is that what we're saying?
You're only a little over a year away, Sam, and look at the way things have happened.
I think that was more with the environment there and all those goofy things they had to have.
Environmental study took
Right.
a lot longer than
Right.
anybody anticipated.
Heck.
But looking at the construction side of this,
well, keep in mind, the grant is a site. If we don't know to
Probably
what
losing
again
the
is the
grant.
amount of the grant? I know you get, and there's also some things being done in conjunction with this that will work to the benefit of the AOA, as I recall. Wasn't there going to be like a
That was part of it.
observation area or something that would go on up there? Was this the one that was, maybe I'm confusing this with a different project? Okay.
I'm not necessarily saying that we complete that taking. I'm saying we should discuss this in an executive session, because we cannot, that is an outrageous amount of money.
Everybody recognizes,
I answer-
yeah,
I answer
that's why
legal
we're looking
Public
at.
safety, and
Right.
I'm not.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
is there either
So, was there
a motion to
second?
table this, or is there?
I mean,
All right, so
I'm fine to
so
discuss it,
there's
we'll
a-
just have a special meeting, because we have to go forward if there's no other way to do
There's a
it.
motion up right now, so let's vote on that motion, which it sounds like if people want to table it, we vote against approving that
just
motion,
think-
and then we can have a motion to table.
Yeah, you just rescind the motion, just make a motion
Okay.
to table.
All
It's
right.
fine.
So we'll rescind that. Is there a motion to table the matter?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
As long as we make sure we do something before the deadline, which would be April 1st. Right, Frank?
That's my recollection.
Okay, thank you.
Motion to adopt Resolution R 25-19, Agreements, Amendments, Revisions, Grants, Leases, and Reports between the Northumberland County Commissioners on behalf of the Human, Senior, and Social Services and the named service providers as listed, numbers 1 through.
I think you
Wait,
missed, you missed
G.
one.
Did I miss
G.
something?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's another antenna.
My apology.
Something
Okay.
antenna site agreement.
Motion to adopt Resolution R 24-19, antenna site agreement between the County of Northumberland and SBA Towers V, or 5, LLC, with certain site located at 100 Elysburg Drive, City of Danville, with a term of 5 years for equipment related to the radio project.
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R25-19, agreements, amendments, revisions, grants, leases, and reports between the Northumberland County Commissioners on behalf of the Human, Senior, and Social Services and the named service providers as listed, numbers 1 through 25. The above agreements, amendments, revisions, grants, leases, and reports are not with county employees, nor does their organizational contract list county employees as principals in their corporation or on their board of directors.
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
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 Motion carries. Is there any old business to come before the board? Any new business? Seeing none, is there any further public input? Okay, seeing none, I'll make a motion to adjourn.